4th of 2025. This is Kaipacha with the weekly Pele report. A little astrology weather forecast for the week. And some of you I know may recognize this amazing, beautiful river. The snow is melting and the river is high. Life is changing, going by. So much to talk about today. So different than last week where there wasn't really so many exact aspects. Well, this week there is a plethora of very powerful aspects. 3 planets changing signs. Mercury and Jupiter going into Cancer. Both together, I mean, Mercury is conjunct Jupiter on Sunday, okay? It's in the last degree of Gemini. And then they both traverse, okay, into Cancer. Mercury on Sunday, Jupiter on Monday. And then, what? Even before that, tomorrow, Thursday, Venus moves into Taurus. Very interesting. We're going from like fire and air over to earth and water, Taurus and Cancer. I'm going to be talking about that. Okay. Other aspects that are included in that was, of course, as soon as Jupiter and Mercury go into Cancer, they're going to square, right? Saturn and Neptune at the beginning of Aries. So we have a Mercury square Saturn on Monday. Mercury squares Neptune on Monday also, that same day. This whole time, the moon, did you feel that quarter? Yeah, she was in Virgo. She's going to be moving through Libra into the watery realms of Scorpio on Friday. It's going to be quite the weekend. Moon in Scorpio. Okay, water everywhere. Jupiter, Mercury, Moon. Water. Okay, and then she's going to move into Sagittarius on Monday. And I may read to you the Sabian symbol that's coming up. We're going to have a beautiful full moon at 20 degrees, 38 minutes of Sagittarius. Very early next Wednesday, right around midnight if you're in California. It's going to be around midnight of Tuesday night. Yeah? So I'm going to do it this week instead of next week, Wednesday. Just because it's that way. And there you can see that river going all the way down. So yeah, these are the major things that are coming up. The last thing is, of course, then Venus moves into Taurus tomorrow and bops along a few degrees until she comes into a square with Pluto on Monday. Moon in Scorpio, Venus square Pluto. How's your relationship doing? Let me find a place, look at the camera, and talk about it. Okay, well, it's something like, I can't remember the words exactly. This river's going to keep on flowing, though, no matter which way the wind does blow. And as long as it does, I'm going to sit here and watch the river flow. I just watched the Bob Dylan movie on his life. I guess he wasn't such a nice guy, but he sure wrote good music. And that song is so appropriate for this week because what? Jupiter and Mercury are moving out of air, the wind, Gemini, talking, traveling, window shopping, philosophizing, reading, social media, The monkey mind. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ow! Some say mental masturbation. It's just going on and on and on and on and on. I don't want to get down on Gemini. I got the moon in Gemini. I love Gemini. Don't get me wrong. It's the eternal youth reaching out for curiosity killed the cat. And it's AI. And it's machine talking. And it's just every little new thing. Gemini is into the new. Gotta have the latest gadgets. Gotta have the latest tech. Gotta have the latest stuff. If anything, one of the challenges for Gemini is just to relax and slow down, because it always feels the pressure to stay in the now, the pressure to keep up with all the changes that are always coming at it. So it's not an easy road for Gemini. Okay, it's got to learn more. It's can be very exhausting. Yeah. The sun is still there. Going to be there till the solstice, the 20th. So we've got, a few more, less than 2 weeks. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit today because I want to read to you the Sabian symbol for the first degree of Cancer, where the sun will be at the solstice. But Mercury and Jupiter are jumping ahead of the sun. And it's just so appropriate, and I'm just feeling it so much for you today. Maybe I can even just start there since I'm talking about it, right? You got to go with the flow. No matter which way the river does go. So, it's a turning point. It's a turning point. On a ship, the sailors lower an old flag and raise a new one. The keynote is a radical change of allegiance, exteriorized in a symbolical act. A point of no return. We have now reached a square to Saturn and Neptune, to the beginning of the cyclic process. This is a moment of crisis, a sharp turning point. In the zodiacal cycle, at the summer solstice, the northward motion of the sun in declination stops. The sun rises and sets as far north of exact east and west as it can during the year cycle. Its motion is now reversed. Slowly the sunset points move southward on the western horizon, and the length of the day decreases. In the lunation cycle from the new moon to the new moon, this is the first quarter phase. On the ship, which symbolizes the ego consciousness floating, as it were, on the sea of the vast unconscious, the individualized will makes a basic decision. You may be in a place now of making some big decisions. This is a period of big decisions. Jupiter coming into square Saturn. This isn't just a yearly cycle now of the sun. This is Jupiter and Mercury coming into square Saturn and Neptune. This is a big life cycle. The dominant yang force allows the yin force to begin its 6-month-long rise to power. The collective will gradually overcome the individual. And at the end, the state will overpower the person. Now, however, the individual person enjoys their most glorious hour and exalts in their ability to make a free decision, i.e., to act as an individual who selects their life goal and their allegiance. Should I keep reading? There's one more, little bit. In a decisive act, heavy with consequences, the symbolic college youth might realize that he should bring to an end his quest for the ideal companion and enter into matrimony. He assents to the possibility of progeny, of home responsibility. His consciousness accepts a process of fundamental, and this is all in capital letters, reorientation, implying the stabilization of his energies. Now let's talk about that. This is a big shift, isn't it? These are big changing times. And I got into it last week. Yes, the technology and the science and, the government and AI and everything is changing and the world is changing out there and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But let's come into the water. The water. Out of the air. Out of the, shifting, intellectual, objective, helicopter, extraterrestrial, whatever view of things. And let's get personal. Let's get human. Let's get emotional. Let's get into the spirit of life, of love, of enthusiasm. So very powerful at this time, the moon going through Libra and Scorpio, coming out of Virgo, right? Like today is our last day of, preparing ourselves, integrating ourselves, perfecting ourselves for the other. And even in here they talk about, matrimony. But there is this, this union. And this is so, how can I say, counter. Emotional bonding, sexual physical bonding, financial bonding, earthly material bonding. This is where we experience our unique human. This is what we incarnate for. From the spirit world, we can observe and we can watch and we can intuitively feel in some etheric astral way. But no, that's not good enough. We have to incarnate. We want to come into these bodies. So, AI, if there is such a thing as, the field of consciousness that now wants to speak to us through the technology that we are now advanced enough to create. And it may be that the silicone, and the, I was going to say psilocybin, but the whole mitochondria, whatever, the field of Earth may speak to us through our machines and even through our conscience or our fiery Sagittarius intuition or our awakened Aquarian third eye, observation. But if you look at the chart that's posted at the beginning, do you see what I see? All the planets are below the horizon. The moon is going to sneak up there for a week or so. But for a long time now, it's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. This is our time. This is my time. This is your time. This is our time to sculpt ourselves. Venus moving into Taurus. Taurus is the archetype of survival and what is valuable and what are your priorities. What do you value the most? We want to make our choices and make our decisions based upon our own personal, unique values. Because that's what defines us as different from anybody else. And what we bring to the table, what we bring to the relationship, what we bring to the world has its seeds and has its roots in Aries. And so that is the fiery spirit, the beginning, the big bang, this Aries energy, Saturn, Neptune, right now at the very beginning. It's time for a new you. It's time for a new me. And then that new fiery Aries energy evolves in through Taurus. And Taurus is what already exists. It's the Earth. So we're like comets that come into the Earth. Right? And we already, it's like we're given our DNA. We're given our mom and dad and our family and our language and clothes on our back and a last name. We're given. So we are the spark that enters into an existing situation. And then that evolves into Gemini. The twins. Yeah, Castor and Pollux. Right? Clytemnestra and Helen. And what do? They're talking heads. And they kind of argue. And they go back and forth, right? Castor and Pollux, one is godly, the other is earthly. And there's this whole kind of needing to work out what's going to win. The future Aries new impulse or the Taurus stable past? The future or the past? How does the impulse transform the existing structures and earth into creating something new, something original, something that's never been before? Ow! Yeah! This is our chance. This is our calling. This is our love. This is our power. This is our joy. Is this Mars in Leo, right? This Mars in Leo just wants to come out and express itself in every which way, shape, and form. Ah, it's a beautiful time. And now I want to get back to water. Oh my God, where would we be without water? I just jumped in that water. I wanted to get a little feeling for it if I was going to talk about it, you know. And isn't it amazing how different cold water is from warm water? I mean, I like a nice jacuzzi hot tub. I like a nice hot shower, a nice warm bath. You know, I mean, water has this capacity to envelop us and warm us and nurture us and help us to feel comfortable and safe and clean. And it washes away all the dirt on our skin and that dead skin, and it just takes it away. And we come out of the shower, out of the bath, and we're all nice and clean. That's one kind of water, right? And then there's ice cold water. Woo! Makes you contract. It's freezing cold. And you've got to it wakes you up. It's completely different, isn't it? To the point where that water can freeze into solid ice. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Like they have on the other planets, right? I think they found some ice on Mars, baby. I mean, you know, there's all these different qualities, all the different feelings, from hot to cold, from expansion to contraction, from the highs and the moodiness. Cancer is known for its moodiness. It's very moody. Scorpio too. It can be a moody weekend. And I want to encourage you, get into your moods. So much of society, you know, those last 6 signs, Libra to Pisces, you know, it's got expectations and judgments and demands and standards and norms and blah, 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 blah. But you know, we can really lose ourselves, lose our truth, forget what's really most important. We can get so distracted and so caught up trying to look good, trying to play the game, trying to please the other, trying to succeed, that we actually disconnect from our very fucking core. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Psychically, spiritually, evolutionarily, very dangerous. So this is a very important time. And the decisions that you make this time, I hope, bring you home. Cancer rules home. It's not only our past and our childhood and real estate and, you know, but home is where the heart is. Home is where we feel a sense of belonging, where we are emotionally connected, and in an environment that helps us to emotionally connect with ourselves in a deeper, truer, wholesome way. So yeah, I mean, it's, I can't help but think also, that this Taurus is also about simplifying. This can be a time of downsizing. Jupiter will be, first of all, in Cancer, okay, um, all the way up for another year now until what? June 30th of 2026. A year of Jupiter in water. Get yourself a fountain. Put it in your yard. Put it in your living room. Put another one in your bedroom. Surround yourself with water. Get into your inner child. Cry a little bit. Feel a little bit. Jump for joy a little bit. But especially now while Mercury is there, the Sun is coming into there. And Venus going into Taurus is simplify, downsize. And it may even be with Saturn conjunct Neptune and Jupiter square Neptune. What's Jupiter square Neptune? And Jupiter square Saturn? It can be financial loss. It can be a time where, you know what? I need to choose. Maybe your decision involves where to spend your money, how to spend your money, if you should or spend your money or you should not spend your money, or how you need to hold on to your money, or how you're feeling insecure so you want to grab onto this, that, or the other thing. But I'll tell you, money is meant to be spent. Money is energy. Money needs to move just like that river. And money comes and money goes. And it may cost you. You may feel like you're losing something. Oh, that's, oh my God, if I really want to follow my dreams, I don't have enough money to follow my dreams. I don't have enough, I can't, we can come up. All our fears can come up. This is another thing. Cancer, water, the moon, our inner child. We're afraid. We can be afraid. And it's okay to be afraid. It's natural to be afraid of the unknown, of the unfamiliar. When baby sees, old grandpa could scare little baby. The foreign and the unknown can be scary. I want to encourage you, go down that river. You can't take it with you. Let go. The moon in Scorpio will help you to let go. The message now is to let go. And face. Yeah. This is that first quarter square that Dane talks about in the Sabian symbol. The 90-degree square is breaking free from the past to set a new future. So this is the time for it. This is not a time to, hold on and out of fear and worry, concern, or loss, be afraid to move and change. And it's actually very fortunate. The sun in Gemini is like, yeah, go for the change. Go for the change. Woo! And Cancer is a cardinal sign. I mean, even cardinal, it wants to initiate, new emotional connections and bonds. So go ahead, fall in love, let go of your inhibitions and your fears and it could be wrong or this or that or da 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 da, and just flow with the watery nature of self. And you will go down, but you'll come up for air, and you'll go down, and you'll come back up again. I am an infinitely complex, creative expression of life streaming from its source. Investigating, evolving, enjoying, and loving is what I'm here for, of course. I tell you what, man. The aliens are jealous. AI is jealous. The discarnate souls are jealous. They look down upon us humans and go, dang, 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 I wish I had a body. I want to get down in there. I want to bang around. I want to win and lose. I want to bob up and down. I want to eat some chocolate, have some wine, orgasm, come on. Let me into a body, get me onto planet Earth, Gaia, where it's so beautiful and can be so cruel and can be so hard and can be so soft and can be so beautiful. This is where it's at. And Gemini says this moment is where it's at. The now is where it's at. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Ow! Oh, por Dios. Change it up. Change it up. You'll be glad you did. I am an infinitely complex creative expression of life streaming from its source. Investigating, evolving, enjoying, and loving is what I'm here for, of course. Hello? Whoever told you anything else? You want to fire them. Namaste. Aloha. So much joy.